Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know that the NFC West is heating up once again. And right at the center of this buzz, there's some intriguing rumors swirling around that could reshape the division's dynamics in a big way. Rumors from Diana Rossini suggest that the Philadelphia Eagles, currently sitting at a 5-3 record but struggling a bit with their offensive line depth, allowing an average of 3 sacks per game, are open to making a bold move. The Eagles, who are undoubtedly a playoff contender with Jalen Hurts leading a potent offense, are apparently considering trading Landon Dickerson, one of their most impactful guards, potentially for a second-round pick in 2026. This is a significant development because it indicates that Philly might be willing to shake things up in the hopes of improving their long-term cap space, especially with around $12 million freed up if they go through with this trade, which they could then divert to bolster their defensive line. It's interesting because, on the other side, the San Francisco 49ers are watching all of this very closely. The Niners, as we all know, are in a very competitive spot with a 5-3 record, and their offensive line, while talented, has some gaps that need patching. With Jake Brendel battling a hamstring injury and Spencer Burford sidelined, the team is looking for ways to fortify their front five and keep that dominant rushing attack alive. Remember, Shanahan's offense relies heavily on a strong run game, and that's where the 49ers truly excel. They're aiming to elevate their ground game, and that's why the potential acquisition of an elite run blocker like Landon Dickerson could be a game changer. Now, just to focus a bit more on Dickerson himself, this guy is a powerhouse. He's been a revelation since entering the league with a career PFF grade of 89.1, which puts him among the top guards in the NFL. He's an all-pro for a reason. His 2025 season up to September 15th has been nothing short of stellar, with an overall grade of 87. 4, ranking him in the top 15 among guards. His run blocking, absolutely elite at 92, and his pass protection isn't far behind, sitting at 85. 6, what makes him so valuable isn't just the raw numbers, but his consistency. He averages just 1.5 pressures per game and has an EPA per block of plus 0.18, which is outstanding for a guard. Plus, his pull success rate is at 85%, and his anchor rate, meaning his ability to hold his ground, is at 91%. That's the kind of player you want in your lineup when you're trying to dominate in the trenches. Now, Dickerson's injury history is something to keep an eye on, specifically a minor ankle injury that kept him out for 6 games in 2025. But even with that, his dominance shines through. He evokes comparisons to some of the best in the league, like Quentin Nelson, especially considering his zone efficiency of 89% and minimal penalties, just 1-2 per game. That's well above average and shows a level of discipline and technique that's rare. The fact that he outperforms players like Feliciano, who has a PFF grade of 78.3, further underscores his elite status. If the 49ers can land a player of his caliber, it's a move that can redefine their offensive line, and by extension, their entire season. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, the situation is interesting from a cap perspective. Odds are around plus 750 for the Eagles to make a deep playoff run, with Jalen Hurts maintaining a solid QBR of 89.9, which shows how steady he's been this season. But their front office is reportedly doubtful about the cap space needed for extension negotiations, which might be why they're considering a trade like this. Kind of like what the Chiefs did last year when they made a luxury dump to clear cap space for their Super Bowl push. Philadelphia is clearly focusing on short-term gains, but that move might backfire if it weakens their line in the process. For the 49ers, this potential trade isn't just about filling a gap. It's about elevating their entire team to a new level. Landon Dickerson, as a guard, could serve as a cornerstone in their offensive line. His presence would not only bolster their pass protection but would significantly improve their run blocking, which is crucial for Shanahan's scheme. If we look at the numbers, adding him could reduce sacks from 2.9 per game to around 2.3, a substantial improvement. That's a massive difference in keeping Brock Purdy healthy and confident, especially considering his toe injury earlier in the season, which has raised some concerns about his mobility. More protection means longer, more effective drives, which directly translate into more points on the board. And let's talk about Christian McCaffrey. He's been a force this season, with an average of 4.4 yards per carry and a PFF grade of 88.7. The addition of a player like Dickerson could elevate McCaffrey's effectiveness even further. With better blocking, Shanahan could see an increase of about 17% in EPA per run, turning their rushing attack into a nightmare for defenses. It's about creating balance, and with a stronger offensive line, the 49ers could double their explosive run plays, those over 10 yards, going from around 5-1 per game to over 10. That kind of improvement echoes what Creed Humphrey brought to the Chiefs in 2025, boosting their rushing yards by over 210 yards per game. It's a game changer, no doubt. Additionally, this move would help bolster their play-action game, which is a vital part of Shanahan's offense. With a stronger line, pressure on Purdy drops by about 22%, giving him more time to find his receivers or make smart decisions. This, in turn, improves third down conversions, which in 2023 are hovering around 40%. But with the right reinforcements, the Niners could push that number closer to 47% or even higher, an enormous advantage in close games. This level of offensive execution can propel the 49ers to even greater heights, especially in the playoffs. Furthermore, it's worth noting that after acquiring Dickerson, the 49ers' odds to win the Super Bowl could see a significant boost, from plus 900 to around plus 450. That's a huge shift, reflecting how much this kind of upgrade could inspire confidence in the team's chances. Dickerson, in many ways, could be the X factor in their quest for another Super Bowl appearance, especially in the gritty, physical playoff battles where dominance in the trenches makes all the difference. Think of him as the anchor of what could become a legendary offensive line, comparable to the legacy left by players like Larry Allen. His leadership, skill, and grit could guide the 49ers to even more glory, reinforcing their reputation as one of the most formidable teams in the NFL. In the grand scheme of things, this isn't just about a trade or a player, it's about a vision. The 49ers have always been about building a team that combines power, discipline, and strategic genius. Bringing in a player like Landon Dickerson could be the piece that finally pushes them over the top, giving them that extra edge they need to dominate in the NFC West and beyond. The NFC West has always been a tough division. Think Seahawks, Rams, and Cardinals. But with the right moves, San Francisco continues to prove they're the team to beat. They've built a roster that's resilient, talented, and hungry for success, and adding someone like Dickerson would only amplify that. Looking ahead, with the way the season has unfolded, it's clear that every game counts, and strategic decisions like this could define the trajectory of the franchise for years to come. Imagine a playoff run where the 49ers' offensive line is practically impenetrable, where Purdy has all the time he needs, and where the run game is unstoppable, making defenses scramble to keep up. That's the kind of football Shanahan dreams of, and it's exactly what a player like Landon Dickerson could help make happen. The stakes are high, the division is fierce, but the 49ers have always shown they're willing to make bold moves when it counts. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe that trading for Landon Dickerson is the right move? Do you think it could be the push they need to secure another Super Bowl appearance? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. Remember, this team is built on passion, resilience, and a relentless drive to win, and every fan plays a crucial role in that journey. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. We're in this together, always striving for greatness.